Hello to all and welcome back to Tally CA Connect. So today being the first day of the new financial year, I wish you all great success and of course error-free, fully compliant books with TallyPrime. On this note, our today's topic of discussion is also how you can navigate the transition into the new financial year with confidence while simplifying your TDS compliance process in TallyPrime. So we are here to discuss to help you prepare the reports on be it TDS deductible, TDS deducted, TDS paid, so that it will help you reconcile much faster. So our expert for today is Advocate Gautam Sharma ji, a tally evangelist, a passionate teacher who is always there to find solutions and even create solutions basis his clients' needs. So thank you, Gautam ji, for your time and effort, and of course your love of tally, and suggesting this very important topic of discussion on this first topic of discussion at CA Connect for this new financial year. So I hope we have a great audience to begin with. So let's hope to make the best out of this session. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Komal ma'am, and thank you for the warm introduction. Good evening all. Happy tax year to all. So once again, I'm getting another chance to present my screen and to help you with some new things or the old things in a new way in TallyPrime. So without delaying, let me quickly share my screen. Just confirm if my audio is okay. Anyone in the chat?
Of echo. Yeah, we have a thumbs up. I think it's fine.
Yeah, thank you for the confirmation.
Thank you, Mr. Yogesh.
I hope my screen is visible to all. So our today's topic is beginning with the new financial year along with TDS automation using TallyPrime. So the agenda for today's session will be getting started with new financial year in TallyPrime, taking backup, splitting a company for new financial year, and then we will see a lot more things in new TallyPrime 7.0, and then we will start with TDS configuration, and we will see multiple scenarios. We will see how to handle error reports in TDS and how to prepare our TDS reports in TallyPrime. So without delaying, let me quickly start with TallyPrime. So the very first thing to do in Tally in new financial year is to migrate our data from older version to the newer version. That is, I'm going to present my sorry. Can I continue?
Yeah.
Okay. So as on my screen you can see I have opened a new older Tally version, that is the previous version, and my version is 2.1. Most of the people in market have already migrated to 7.0, but a few of us are waiting for the migration, that we will do our data migration after the financial year completes. Most of the people in the market are with that thought. So today first I will explain how to migrate your data, or first how to update your Tally and then how to migrate your data into newer version. So for that you can open any version of your Tally which you are having other than 7.0, and then simply you have to go to help button, and here you have to select upgrade. Within upgrade you have to go to this configure button in the right bottom, and then you have to select yes for show all releases and press enter. Here you can see you will get a list of all the TallyPrime release which are available for your update. So we will go with this TallyPrime release 7.0, and just we have to press enter, and then we have to click on this upgrade now, and then just press enter. It is asking us for restart Tally. We have to press enter for that. In my case already I have migrated my data into TallyPrime 7.0. This is just for demo purpose, how you can migrate your or how you can upgrade your Tally from previous version to 7.0, that is the latest version. Now you can see my tally has been updated. If I click on start TallyPrime, the application will start automatically. First time it can take up to 15 to 20 seconds to start or run the application. Yeah, so my tally is there on my screen, and this is the newer version. If I go to F1 and about, you can see the version release is 7.0, that is the latest one. Now the thing is how we can migrate our data from previous version to the latest version. So for that I am having one data which is from the previous version 2.1, and you can see migration required is coming here. So just I have to press enter, and after pressing enter it will ask me for some configurations. In 7.0 we have an option to pause and continue our migration process. That is, if you are having a bulk data where you are having thousands and lakhs of entries, and for some reason while migration you want to make some vouchers or you want to see some get some reports, so you can pause your migration, and after doing your work in previous version, once again you can come back in the newer version and you can continue your migration process. How to do that I will explain now. Right now if we will go to configure, we can see some options are there. Data, first it is asking backup company data before migration. Do you want to take backup? And yes, it is always recommended to take backup, and with 7.0 you will be able to take backup on Tally Drive, which is a more secure way to take backup of your data. So just press enter, and then in data backup path you have to select any of your folder location, or the recommended path will be Tally Drive, where your data will be saved in Tally Drive, and you can encrypt your backup with a password. If you want to do that, you have to make yes here, and then you have to just give your password. And if you want to get the recovery key for your backup data, then you can enter any email address here. Right now I am going with none. Then one new option is there, batch size. That is, in the batch of 200 masters and 200 vouchers, your data will get migrated into newer version. And here is one more option, allowing work on data during migration. If you make this option yes, then you will be able to pause your migration and you will be able to open your data back into previous version. And after completion of your work in previous version, you can come back to this option, and not this option, you can come back to your new Tally application and you can continue your migration. How to do that we will see in a few seconds. And now let me save this and click on migrate. So it is asking me to enter my tally.net ID, because I have selected Tally Drive here. I have to enter my ID and password of tally.net ID. So my user has been approved now. Now I can continue taking my backup. And now you can see my data backup is going on. And now my migration is going on, and I have just pressed escape key to stop the migration here. Okay, I got an error. Wait. As I have stopped my migration, you can see continue migration, this option is coming. That is, if I want to continue my work in older version, I can still open my previous version of Tally application and I can continue the same data. I can work on the same data, and after completion the work there, I can come to this TallyPrime 7.0 and I can press enter to continue my migration here. So it will continue my migration again, and just I have to click on migrate. So this pause and continue feature of migration is there in TallyPrime 7.0. So this is one of the biggest reason to migrate from previous version to the newer version. Now my data has been migrated. Now the second question is how we can start our new financial year or the new tax year in TallyPrime. So right now you can see the financial year 25-26 is there on my screen, and the last date of entry is 31st March 26, that is yesterday's date. I want to change the period here. So a very common and simple shortcut key is there, Alt F2. If we press Alt F2, then here we have to enter 1st April 26 to 31st March 27, and then just press enter, and you can see our financial year has been changed. Now if I go in voucher, you can see the date is coming with 1st April 26, that is today's date, and now we can make entries for the new financial year, that is 26-27. And now you can see after saving a voucher, our last date of entry is coming 1st April 26. These are the very basic things that I am trying to cover today first. After that we will see the advanced part. Now this is one way how you can migrate your, how you can change the financial year in your Tally. The second way is to split your company. So if you want to split the company, it's better to complete your books first for previous financial year, that is 25-26, and once that is completed, then you can split your data so that you don't have to check the opening balance again and again, or you don't have to compare trial balance of two companies. Now, for example, you have completed your books yesterday itself and you don't have to make any entry, and you want to split your data at any cost, then simply you have to go to this data and then you have to select split. Under split, first you have to verify your data. So select this verify data. Select the list, out of this list of companies, select the company for which you want the data to be verified, because here if you are having more companies at a time, if you have opened 5 or 6 companies, then it will, in the list you can see the name of all the companies, but you have to select the only company that you want to verify. And after verification, if you get this kind of things, no error found, then what you can do is you can again go back to this data, split, and then you have to select split data, and then you have to continue with split. Upon selecting split, it will ask you split from which date you want to split. So I want to split from the first day of the financial year, that is 1st April 26. So I am giving that date. And then split company. For splitting there are 3 options, that is from split date, like the date you have mentioned here on the top, from that day if you want to split, or before that you want to split, or split into 2 companies. So we will go with split date option, and the new name of the new company will be Anika Traders, and this from 1st April 26, so that I can easily identify my new company. Press enter and continue. So here you can see the complete process of splitting data is visible now, and we can see the progress bar. And now our data has been splitted, and now we can see 2 companies. This is the old one, Anika Traders, and Anika Traders from 1st April 26. This is the new company. If I go to balance sheet, I can see all the opening balances are coming there as it is, and the entry I made on 1st April for ₹100, that is still there. That means our split work has been done successfully. We have completed the task. Now, what more benefits are there for if you migrate from old version to the newer version? Let's suppose I am opening this company and I went to this entry. In the narration I am typing Gautam and saving this. I am making a duplicate entry, and here I am removing the narration. At any moment of time, if I want to search any keyword from the narration or any check number or any ledger name or anything. So simply in the new TallyPrime 7.0 we can just go to this Alt F Smart Find option, and here we can type like this. If we want to search anything specifically from the narration part, we can search narration column and we can type the keyword and press enter, and in fraction of second we will get the result, where out of all the entries which the entries which are having the narration with the word Gautam or whatever words you are going to search, you will be able to see the results here. And from here itself, if you want to go to the entry level, just you have to press enter and you can go to the entry level. Some more reasons are there for migration from older version to the newer version, that is you can use connected banking. Right now SBI, Axis and Kotak Mahindra, 3 banks are already there for making smart for using the smart connected banking and making the payments. And speed is a biggest reason to switch from older version to the newer version. You can open the GST reports and other compliances report more quickly. So these are the things why we need to migrate from previous version to the newer version. Now our prime focus will be on TDS. So within TDS we are going to look for, we will take example of 2 sections, or if you can please tell me if we should go with the 194Q first or 194T first. Someone is asking, can you please repeat? Sonali ji, can you please mention what to repeat?
I think so. The request is for 194Q.
Okay.
And for repeating thing, we can take towards the end so that we can complete the entire content you have prepared.
Okay, fine. So we are getting request for to see the demo of how we can maintain our TDS as per section 194Q, and 194Q was the old act section. In the new act it is section 393 subsection 1, table serial number 8, subtable 2. So what does this 194Q or the new section 393(1) table number 8 says? It says that if you are having your taxable turnover in previous financial year or in any previous financial year more than 10 crores, and in the current financial year if you are having purchases from your supplier exceeding 50 lakhs, then you have to deduct TDS of 0.1% if the supplier's PAN number is there. If the PAN number is missing, then you have to deduct at a higher rate of 5%. How to do this in Tally? So for that, we will start, or we will open our TallyPrime, and I will go with a new company, and the name will be Gautam Limited. The new financial year and the books beginning from will be the same date, and Control A. So here, first of all, after creating a company or in your existing company also, first of all you have to press F11 and you have to enable your TDS. After pressing F11, you can see the TDS part in this side, enable tax deducted at source. You have to make this option yes to enable your TDS. Once your feature is enabled, you have to mention your TAN registration number like this, and then you have to select your deducted type, whether you are a company or an individual or HUF. As per your case, you have to select anything out of these two. I am going with the company option right now. Then your branch or division, and then you have to enter the responsible person details for deducting TDS. If we make this yes, a form will open where first of all we have to enter the deductor's details, that is who is the responsible person in your business or who is the deductor. So let's suppose in my business I am the responsible person, so I have to give my name, my father's name, my designation, my PAN number, address, state, pin code, mobile number, and other necessary details, and all these details will be used in challans and returns form. So you have to make sure that you are giving correct information here. And here ignore IT exemption limit for TDS deduction and activate TDS for stock item. We will keep these two options as no, because we are not going to enable this in company level. If we want to give exemption limit, we will give in ledger level or expense level. So after making all these configurations, just we have to press Ctrl A, and then once again we have to press Ctrl A to save the screen. Now, as it is a new company, there are no ledgers created, only cash and PL, two predefined ledgers are there. First of all, we have to go to create from gateway of Tally, and we have to create our TDS nature of payment. You can see here within statutory masters, TDS nature of payments. Press enter to select this, and then we have to give the name of section here. So instead of giving the name of sections manually, we can go to this helper tool, Alt H is the shortcut key, and then we can type 194Q, and you can see as you start typing, automatically the list will get sorted and you can select the section as per your choice. Once you select that, you can see the rates are coming automatically. Okay, now we have to give the remittance code. Is this a transporter category? We have to make it no. Is software royalty? We have to make it no. Relaxation, we don't have to give this here, so we can make it no. In 194Q or the new section 393 subsection 1, table serial number 82, there is no specified limit for a single bill. There is a limit for if you exceed 50 lakhs in current financial year, then only you have to deduct TDS on the value that you are going to exceed. So we can leave this option blank. And now for rate of individual HUF or for other deductee, if they are submitting their PAN card or if they are having their PAN card, the rate is 0.1%. If the PAN card is not available, then the rate will be 5%. So after making this configurations, we have to go to this threshold limit. In your case, it can be possible that you will not be able to see all these options. And in entire Tally, if you are not able to see any option, simply you have to go to this configure button and you have to enable the options that you want to see. For example, if I enable this last option, then what will happen? Once I enter the threshold amount here, this calculate tax on value exceeding the threshold limit exemption, this option is now coming. If I make that option no again, then it wait. Okay, somehow it is coming, so okay, let us see. So calculate tax on value exceeding the threshold limit. If you want to deduct TDS on the value which exceeds 50 lakh, for example, you made a first purchase and the total bill amount was 60 lakh plus GST. The taxable value of the invoice was 60 lakh, and as per the provision, you have to deduct first 50 lakh, that is exempt. Above 50 lakh, you have to calculate the taxable amount, and on that amount only you have to pay the tax, that is upon the 10 lakh rupees you have to deduct TDS. If you want to deduct TDS from the first invoice, from the first amount, then you have to make this option no. If you want to deduct the tax on value above 50 lakh, then you have to make this option yes. We will see both the scenarios. First we are covering this part. Now our TDS section is created. As it is a new company, so I have to create my creditors ledger. So let's suppose Samsung distributors under sundry creditors. If you want to maintain TDS in your tally, so you have to make sure you are maintaining bill by bill. You have to enable this bill by bill option. You have to mark it yes for all the suppliers. Then only you will be able to get the correct report, because TDS should be deducted bill wise. If you are not able to see this maintain bill by bill option, press F11 and then enable this second option, enable bill by bill entry, this one. After marking that yes, you will be able to see this maintain bill by bill option, yes. Now, as we have configured TDS, as we have enabled that, so now we are able to see this is TDS deductible option. So by default it will be no, we have to make this option yes. After making this option yes, it will ask us for deducted type. So when you move your cursor to this field, you will be able to see the deducted type from here. As per your scenario, you can select the deducted type. In my case, it is going to be individual resident, so I am selecting that. If it is a partnership firm, you can type firm here and then you can select this. Right now I am going with individual resident. Now deduct TDS in same voucher. I don't prefer to deduct TDS in the same voucher because I use autofill function. So I am making this option no, and you can also make this option no. It won't create any issue. You can make this option no. And then use advanced TDS entry. For some of you this option might not be available. So you have to go back to configure on the same screen, and here the last option, allow advanced entries in TDS master, you have to make this option yes. After making that option yes, you will be able to see this option, use advanced TDS entries. Now we have to make this option yes, and in ignore income tax exemption limit, we have to mark not applicable, because there is no exemption under this section. And now press Ctrl A. After this, you have to give the PAN number of your supplier. You have to give the GST number if GST number is there with you, and then press enter. So with this you have to this way you can configure TDS for your suppliers. Now we have to create purchase ledger. So purchase account, we will take a common purchase account because GST we have to configure in stock item level. In purchase account also we will configure the statutory details. We will make this option yes. By default TDS applicable will be undefined. We have to make it applicable. And for TDS in your company there can be any section, 194C, 194J, anything, and as per new act 393, 393, any table number. Okay, so we can select any here and then press enter. After this we will create ledger for GST under duties and taxes, CGST. For GST also we have as TDS is not, we don't have to pay TDS on GST part, so we are making this not applicable. If you want to deduct TDS on GST also, you can do that. If you want to do that, you have to select applicable on that field. In this, is TDS applicable? Right now I am going with not applicable. Round off. In each and every ledger you have to configure TDS applicability. So in round off it is not applicable, so by default it is skipping that field. Yeah, so I have configured all the ledgers. Now I have to make an entry. So I will go to vouchers, F9, and then I am going to enter first invoice number. I am going to select the party name, purchase account. After selecting purchase account, you can see this TDS nature of payment is coming automatically, and from here I have to press space bar and I have to select which nature of payment or which section is going to be applied for this particular transaction. So as we are taking an example of 194Q, so I am going to select 194Q here. Now we will make a stock item. Let's suppose I am making purchase for 20 quantity, and each quantity is having a cost of 1 lakh rupee. So in total the value will be 20 lakhs plus GST, and the grand total will be 23 lakh 60,000. So we have to the threshold limit for deducting TDS on in section 194Q or the new section 393(1) table 8(2) is above 50 lakhs. That is, the taxable value should be above 50 lakh. So if I save this voucher, and now if I go to F7 journal and if I press this autofill button, let us see what is going to happen. It is not showing me any party. That is, TDS is not deductible right now. How to view that report for TDS, whether it is deductible or not? For that we need to go to display more reports, statutory reports, TDS reports, and then 26Q form. In upcoming days, all these sections and forms, definitely it will the new sections and forms will be there in TallyPrime. As of now, the old act was there till yesterday, so we are selecting those forms and those returns only. So now you can see in total I am having one voucher in the above period, out of which included in return is 1. That is, it has been included, but what is the line? Under exemption limit, we are getting the value of 20 lakh. If we press enter, we can drill down to the entry level as well. Right now here we are getting these details. If we press F5 category wise, we can get the details of these entries as per section that has been applied within the entries. If you want to see party wise, then you have to click on this F5 button again, and the party name will be shown on your screen. Now if we press enter again, we are getting the section details. If we press enter again, we can see the voucher here. So this is how we can drill down the report up to voucher level. Now I am going to make another one entry on 2nd April. And this time I am going to buy 30 quantity at same 1 lakh rupee each, CGST, SGST, and save. Now if I go to autofill in journal voucher, Control F is the shortcut for autofill. Still I am able to get the party name automatically. Why my tally is not working? It is not like that my tally is not working. It is because the exemption limit was 50 lakhs and we have configured deduct TDS on value exceeding 50 lakh, right? So now I have to see my TDS report again. So what I can do is, instead of going to this display more reports, statutory report and then TDS report, simply I can use this go to button, that is Alt G, and I can type 26Q here and just press enter. So now you can see in the exemption limit line we are getting the complete amount of 50 lakh. If we press enter, you can see from the first invoice we are getting 20 lakh, from the second invoice we are getting 30 lakhs. That is, in total we are having 50 lakh rupees value here. Now getting out of the report, going back to purchase entry, I am making one more entry on 3rd April, and this time I am going to buy 10 more units, CGST, SGST, I'm ignoring e-waybill or e-invoice part right now. E-invoice is not applicable as I am making purchase entry. So e-waybill I'm ignoring. Now I have saved the voucher. Now, if we go back to the report again, this time you can see total vouchers included in return is 3. That is, all the vouchers are now included. Deduction at normal rate is 10 lakh. Higher rate, it is not there because I have configured the PAN number of that party. Under exemption limit, 50 lakh. So everything seems perfect. It is showing here tax deductible. It is 1000 rupees. That is 0.1% of 10 lakh. Now, at the end of the month, I want to make the TDS deduction entry, or on the same day also I can do that. So for that, we have to select journal voucher type, and then we have to select autofill button. Autofill you can see here, Control F is the shortcut key. Now if we select TDS deduction till date 3rd April, now you can see it is automatically giving me party name and other details, nature of payment, duty ledger. So in duty ledger it got stuck. So I have to press Alt C, and then I have to create a ledger for my TDS payable under this group duties and taxes, TDS, and it can be any. If you want to create section wise, then you can select the section here, else you can select any, so that this will become a common ledger for any section for which you want to deduct TDS. So I am selecting TDS payable, and now you can see it is giving me the complete allocation. Allocation means against which reference number, on what amount, how much TDS is going to be deducted, is there any cess or any surcharge applicable. So I am getting the complete details here. Just I have to press enter, and I don't have to do anything, just press enter and accept. So we have made this entry here. Now let us go to that report 26Q using go to feature. So now you can see 4 vouchers are covered, all 4 vouchers, nothing is there on not relevant in this return. Out of 4 vouchers, the first 2 vouchers were under the exemption limit. The third voucher was there having taxable value of 10 lakh, on which 1000 was the deductible value. We have booked the deducted entry, we have made the entry, so TDS deducted is coming 1000. Now what we have to do is we have to make the payment. So for payment, either we can go back to Gateway of Tally and we can go to the voucher, or from here itself we can click on the stat payment, and then we can select GST, TDS for the period 1/4/26 to 34/26, deducted till date this, section, nature of payment, deducted type, that is the status company or non-company, and right now I am not having any bank ledger, so it is giving me cash ledger only. If I want to create any bank ledger, I can create from here, or I can press Alt C. I am going with cash as of now, it doesn't matter, and then just press enter. After making the payment entry, you will see that the payment entry will come under the uncertain transactions here in the second part of this report, payment details. You have to press enter, and you have to enter the bank details of the challan, right? So what was the check number, if any, check date, if any, BSR code, challan number, challan date, and then bank name, then the branch name of the bank. After giving all the necessary details, now you will be able to see that TDS deducted was 1000 for this period, and we have already deducted that, and the total amount which we have paid is 1000. That is, we have completed the entire thing for this particular period. Once the things are completed, you can just click on this save return so that your returns will be saved, and after that if you are making any changes, Tally will notify you. How it will be notified? Let us see. Once we click on save, now if we make one more purchase entry in the same month, let's suppose I am making one entry for 1 lakh rupee. I am selecting journal voucher, Alt F, autofill, everything is there, Control A. Now if I go back to go to feature and press 26Q and I want to see the report, in the top you can see it is giving a notification that the written values might have been changed. Press Alt W to recompute the values. Modified masters, modified vouchers. Is there any modified masters? No, we have not modified any master. We have not made any alteration to any ledger. We just made 2 entries. So it is coming modified vouchers and the number is 2. If you want to see the entry, you can just press enter. It will show you created voucher, altered voucher, cancelled, deleted, everything it will show. Just press enter and you can drill down to the entry level. So this is one of the best part of using Tally. At any point of time in any report, you can just press enter one by one and you can view the things up to entry level. Now it is asking us to recompute the value. So if we want to recompute, we have to click on this Alt W, recompute button, and you can see automatically the values are now updated here, and here also included in return is 6. Not relevant in this return is 1, that is the payment entry. And now if we want to save this as revised return, we can click here Alt H. If we want to override the original return, then we have to click on Alt B. Press enter, it will be modified. Now you can see. Now the best part of 26Q within Tally is on the top you are able to see TDS deductible versus deducted. Then from deducted versus paid, you can see in the bottom here already paid and this is payable. You can see the balance payable, TDS total paid, and balance payable is ₹100. So this is how you can configure 194Q for your business, for your company, as per your own. We have covered the first scenario of deducting TDS, which covers if you want to deduct on value exceeding 50 lakh. For some cases, some people want to deduct TDS from the first bill itself, whether it doesn't matter for them it is crossing 50 lakhs or not. So for those kind of businesses or for those kind of audience, I am going to give one more example here. I will create one more TDS nature of payment. It will hardly take 3 to 4 minutes. I am selecting 194Q. It is showing name already exists. So at the end of this section name, I am giving I am renaming it with, wait, oh okay, I will not use the helper section. I will write on my own. Purchase of goods 194Q TDS from first invoice. As per my choice, I am writing this. You can write whatever you want to write there. Then you have to give the section 94Q and then 0.1% or 5% and here the threshold limit 50 lakh. Now that option is not coming. The option which was asking us if we want to deduct TDS exceeding the threshold limit. So this time we are making this option no. Earlier we made this yes. Now we will go with no and save this. Now I am going to delete all these entries, and then I am going to make one entry here on 1st April. Same party. This time instead of selecting the above section, the previous section, I will select from first invoice itself, that section, the stock item, one quantity and 1 lakh rupee plus GST, and then I am just saving this voucher. After saving this voucher, first I will show you the 26Q form. I have to recompute this. So after recomputing, you can see old values are now removed, and we are getting the it is getting under exemption limit. Why? We made any here, so why it is getting? Let me check again. Okay, let me do one thing.
Is the limit put, sir?
Sorry?
Is the limit is there?
No, I have made that as no. So ideally it should ignore. There can be a refresh issue. So let me just delete this entry again. And let me try by creating another one party. Party A under creditor. Bill by bill option should be yes. This should be individual. This should be not applicable. I have changed the period for once, as I have already saved the return, so that can be an issue. Wait. I think there is some refresh issue, so for that reason we are getting the old values here. Already deleted those entries, still we are getting. Let me reopen my tally.
There is a comment that purchase ledger has to change.
No, under purchase ledger we have configured any, because within the entry level we are selecting that, so that doesn't matter. If I alter my purchase ledger,
remove the limit in the new TDS class, it causes issue.
let me see. No, already we have removed the threshold limit. let me make it blank.
Common it is put that
Okay,
instead of
50 lakh,
lakhs, you
50
can
lakh
put
I
that
have
as
given there.
0.
Yeah, I have given 50 lakh. So that can be an issue.
They are saying that remove the limit of 50 lakh also and put that as 0. That might help. I don't know.
Yeah. So I have already removed that. Entering 0 doesn't make any sense. Now let me first go to my 26Q report. I have to recompute. Saved as revise. First let me save that. Again it is coming. Yeah. Now let me make one more entry. So it is asking me to recompute now because already I have saved my return earlier. Now if I recompute, thank you, the one who gave me the correct path, that I have mentioned 50 lakh rupees there. So now you can see from the first bill itself, ignoring that 50 lakh threshold limit or whatever the limit was there, because we have removed the limit now. So from the first invoice itself, it is indicating that we have to deduct TDS. And now if we want to make the deduction entry, we can click on this Alt J button, TDS deduction, and then just we have to press enter and then Control A, and automatically the booking entry will be there in our tally. So this is how we can configure for our 194Q as per old section. If you want to do this for 25-26 for your client for rechecking purpose, and for the new IT Act 2025, the section name will be 393 subsection 1, table serial number 8(2). Right. So moving ahead to another one topic of today's discussion, that is TDS under section 194T, that is TDS for partnership firm. Right. So this is a very hot topic and we all have to work on this now. So for that I am having one company.
Gautam ji, for this,
Yeah.
can you go a little slower? This person saying to go a little slow.
Yeah, sure. So for 194T, I am having one company here with a dummy data. You can see some entries are there, salaries to partner and some TDS entries, bonus, commission, interest on partner capital. A lot of expenditure were made during the year and we have already booked the TDS. So how we can see all these things in the written form? First I will show you that, and then step by step I will tell you how you have to do the things for your client after your client completes their entries. Like after getting the data from your client for financial year 25-26, how you have to configure TDS in their tally data. I will show you that in 2-3 minutes. First of all, let us go to form 24Q, and here we can, if we change the period, you can see we are getting the complete reports. If we press enter, you can see party name wise. If I want to see category wise, that is the section wise, I can click on this button or I can press F5. Now press enter and you can see the details. Only viewing the details doesn't make any sense for obvious. So let me quickly open a company which is my client's data for financial year 25-26, and in this data even TDS was not enabled, you can see. So this is going to be a real life use case for you all. So I will try to go very slowly, so that if you are trying to do it in your data also, you will be able to do that. So after collecting the data of your client, first of all you have to press F11 on your gateway of Tally and you have to enable TDS. So you have to go to this option, make it yes, and then you have to enter the TIN number of your client. You have to select whether they are individual or HUF or company, and then their branch or division, and then you have to enter the person responsible details. This details is not required if you just want to see the report and you don't want to file the returns from within Tally. If you don't want to prepare the return, then this responsible person details are not mandatory. If you want to prepare the return forms, then only this is mandatory. Now, after doing this, first of all we will go to create from Gateway of Tally, and we will create a nature of payment for TDS. And here we will use this helper section. Alt H is the shortcut key. You can find the button here. And we will type 94T and payment to partners of firm. We have to select this section. Just we have to press enter. There is no single invoice limit for this section, so we will ignore that. With pen 10%, without pen 20%, and the total threshold limit is 20,000 per year. If the payment to partners exceed 20,000, then only this section is applicable. I am just zooming it in so that if someone is not able to see, they will be able to get details. Now accept the screen. After accepting this, as I have not made any changes to my partner capital account, to any expenses ledger, I have not done anything, I have not configured anything. If I go to my 26Q report, if I select all period, you can see the things are coming under uncertain transaction. Now we will see how we can handle errors within the return forms. So just press enter and check what it is asking for. So it is asking me that it is unable to determine TDS applicability for ledgers or any stock item. So this means within the ledger of some parties or some expenses, I have to first configure TDS. So we can just press enter to see the details, and here first it will give the group and then the ledger name. We can just press enter or control enter to alter that particular ledger, and within the ledger, if TDS is applicable, we have to make this option yes, set alter other statutory details, make this yes, and then in this form, is TDS applicable? Yes, 194T is applicable for bonus to partners, so we will make this option as applicable, and then we will select nature of payment. So there can be any nature of payment, 194Q, 94J, anything. You have to select 194T payments to partner of firm, and then press Ctrl A to save that. Again, for second expenses, we have to follow the same procedure. If TDS is applicable for 194J, then only you have to make this option yes, applicable, and then you have to select the nature of payment. Same for interest on partners capital, salary to partners. So on any payment to the partner other than reimbursement of expenses and other than capital withdrawal, we have to deduct TDS at the rate of 10% if the PAN number is available. Now you can see for party master, now it is giving error for 16 vouchers where the party details are not having the TDS configuration. So we will alter that party. For partners, we have to enable TDS. We will make this treat as TDS expenses, this option as no. Then the deducted type. So type of partner, individual resident. Allow advanced TDS entry. We will make this option not applicable. If you are not able to see this advanced TDS entries option, you have to go to this configure, and then you have to enable this last option, allow advanced entries in TDS master. Then only you will be able to see this option. Now we will have to give the PAN number. For other partners also we have to follow the same steps. I am giving some random PAN number. You have to give the correct for your client. For last party, I am not going to enter the PAN number so that we will be able to see if we are not giving the PAN number, then what is going to happen. So here for the last partner, I am not going to give the PAN number. And if I am not going to give the PAN number, so you can see under uncertain transaction, now the vouchers are showing under PAN not available for party. So if the PAN number is not available with you, you can go with not available, and if it is available, you can just give the PAN number here, applicable from, and then just press enter. Now, after making all the configurations, still my entries are not coming here, because again I can see it is under uncertain transactions, and now the top part of this uncertain transactions report is showing error related to masters, and the bottom part is showing error related to the transactions. So within transactions I can see there is a head booking and booking with deduction entry. So it is showing that for 16 of my vouchers, for 16 number of vouchers, no link is available in booking and booking without with deduction voucher. That means within the entry, within the expenses entries, Tally is not able to find any link for making any TDS entries. So if I press enter, you can see this TDS nature of payment is coming now. If I press enter within the voucher, if I save this with Control A, now you will be able to see that out of 16, one voucher is removed from this list, and now we are having only 15. Now you might be thinking, sir, do we want to do this for our client one by one? For each voucher we have to press enter and we have to press Control A and save the voucher? The answer is no. Just you have to press enter, you have to press shift and down button, and you have to select all the entries, and then there is a button link all. You have to click on this link all button. Once you click on this link all button, you can see all the vouchers are now removed from this uncertain transactions report, and now you are able to see the complete TDS details on your return form. Once you get this, if you want to make the deduction entry, that is TDS payable entry, there are two ways. First is from within this report, 26Q report, you can come and you can click on this TDS deduction, and after that one by one you have to select your party. You have to create your TDS payable ledger if not created. So if you are going to receive from your client, definitely it will not be there. So you have to create one and save. So for one party we have done this. The other way is go back from that report, come to Gateway of Tally, come to vouchers, select journal voucher, select the date on which you want to make the entry, and then press Ctrl F, autofill. Just press enter one by one, Ctrl A. So for party B we have done this. Now again Ctrl F for partner C. You can see two more partners left. Ctrl A, Ctrl F. So autofill just saves our time a lot, and this is the best key within Tally that I use while making TDS voucher or while I am working for payroll for some of my clients. Now if I go back to that 26Q report and if I change the complete period, you can see everything is fine and perfect. So this is how we can maintain 194T within TallyPrime. And similarly, there are a lot of sections within TDS. For any section you can maintain the data and you can prepare your report within TallyPrime. So let me just see the chat if someone is asking for any topic to be repeated. How to enter the payment entry if TDS is deposited in one single challan for various different sections combined. Hitesh is asking how to make the payment entry if the TDS is deposited in a single challan for various different sections. Okay. So Hitesh ji, while making the payment, it will ask you, let me show my screen again. So if I go back to vouchers, select payment, and if I select stat payment for TDS, for GST it is not applicable. For TDS I have to select the section from here. After selecting the section, I have to press Ctrl F, or without selecting the section also I can make Ctrl F. In payment voucher also there is an option for autofill. Let me go back again and let me show you from the beginning. We have to come to the payment voucher type. We have to click on autofill. We have to select stat payment, TDS, the period for which we want to make the payment entry. Here you have to select the section. So as we have deducted the TDS for each partner one by one, similarly for multiple sections you have to make multiple payment entry by selecting the section from the list. And everything will be auto-filled, and just you can save. After saving this, you have to go to your 26Q report. You have to come to this uncertain transaction, and then you have to enter the bank challan details or whatever details are there. I am just entering some random things, and then you have to save this. Then only it will reflect here, and you can find the difference of total paid versus payable in the bottom. Is there any option to verify PAN status as valid or invalid? No, within Tally right now it is not there, because for that definitely we need some APIs from government side. So as of now this kind of features are not there, as APIs are not available in market. So currently no, it's noted and marked. Okay. How to add new section instead of old section? So Mitesh ji, new sections will be added soon in TallyPrime. So for that you have to make sure that you are using the latest version of TallyPrime, and once it is updated, definitely we are going to cover this in our upcoming CA Connect webinars. I have two queries. TDS on salary, when I have figures of TDS amount, work out in Excel with applicable deduction of salary, TDS on contract. So Sujata ji, as I have shown my screen, similarly you can configure for TDS on salary and TDS on contracts. There are sections for all these expenses. Same way you have to configure and you have to do the things.
Your screen is not visible.
Yeah, I have stopped sharing my screen because
Okay.
I was reading the chats so that I can answer all of them. Now I am checking the Q&A. If I can migrate from Tally ERP 9, Vikas ji is asking, yes, you can migrate from Tally ERP 9 to the latest version of Tally. There is no problem, and definitely you should try, because there are a lot of features, a lot of things are there. People are asking for AI features, but already more than that are already covered within Tally. So first you should try that. And Ramachandra ji saying, how to enter multiple TAN number? Sir, what is the use of entering multiple TAN numbers, Ramachandra ji? If you want to ask for multiple PAN number, that is different. For entering multiple PAN number, you have to go to 26Q form, as I have shown right now, for entering the PAN number of the partners. From the exception report, you can do that. Jitendra ji is asking, please give quick recap. Okay, Jitendra ji, at the end we will give. Sir, can you please show again later how to activate nature of payment option? Or Sarvina ji, already 3 times I have created this. Okay, once more I will do that. let me share my screen. So for creating nature of payment, we have to go to gateway of Tally. First of all, we have to make sure that in F11 this enable TDS option should be yes, and we have to enter this necessary details, and then we have to go back to gateway of Tally and click on create, and here we have to select TDS nature of payment. From here, if you want to take the help of Tally from the list of helper section, you can come to this point. Alt H is the shortcut key. You can click on this, and now you will be able to select any section as per your choice for which you want to work. If you want to filter it as per section, you can type 194C or 194J, whatever, and then you can select that section. Now, I have passed some entries party to party journal voucher. Saloni ji is saying that she has done some manual entries. Now why it is not coming in 26Q form? So Saloni ji, if you want those entries to appear in 26Q form, make sure you are using the TDS allocation options within the voucher level, then only it will come. Rinkesh is saying why we learn old section and old from in new Income Tax Act 2025. Rinkesh ji, we are not learning the old section. In the beginning of this session, I have referred the new section numbers for 194Q and 194T. The provisions for these two sections were same for the new act also. And within Tally only, as the new act is applicable from today, so very soon we can see the new updates within TallyPrime.
Gautam, to add to this, actually, this is a precautionary approach. We are still waiting clarification from the department. So currently, it is preferable to create a new TDS nature of payment to avoid any future modification, so that you do, instead of altering, create a new TDS nature of payment.
Yeah. Vikash is asking what about the interest on TDS payment? Vikash ji, similarly you can create section for any of your nature of payment, and the things can be done automatically within Tally. Praful ji is saying TDS on advance. Okay, so let me share my screen, because TDS on advance, that is one important point. I am just deleting all the entries. I am going to 26Q, taking all period. Override. Okay. Now this time I am making a payment to my supplier, and definitely it should be from bank account, not from cash, if the value is exceeding 10,000. Let's suppose I am making 60 lakh rupee advance, like this. And now if I am trying to view 26Q, if I recompute, you can see it is coming under not relevant in this return, but it should come here, right? So for that, what we have to do is, we have to make the entry as, we have to select our bank ledger. I have done that with cash, that doesn't matter actually. And then here we have to press Alt J, stat adjustment. For GST we have to make it not applicable, because we are making advance payment in the perspective of TDS right now. So under TDS nature of payment, we will select advance payment for TDS expenses. And then on the top of screen you can see use for this voucher is used for TDS advance payment of expense. Here we have to select our section and press enter. Now if we will go and see our 26Q report, just recompute. Now you can see, as I have selected the section which was created for value exceeding 50 lakh. So you can see first 50 lakh is there under exemption limit. After that the remaining 10 lakhs is there for deduction at normal rate. Why it is coming for deduction under normal rate? Because I have made the payment entry to the Samsung distributor supplier, and within that I have already configured the PAN number. I have mentioned that one. So this was one of the important point. Sarvina ji is asking from 1st April whether to make TDS entry in TDS ledger or create new ledger as per new section. You can create a new ledger for a new section, so that in future you don't have to modify it again. You can go with a new ledger, new section. Rajendra ji is asking for last date of March TDS 26 challan deposit date. So it is 30 April. Autofill option will not work if the TDS payment is made by third party. Ashok ji, for that you can write to help. Komal ji, please give the
Support at the
support at the rate Tally Solutions. That is the email ID. You can write on that support email. Farhad ji is asking, is TDS returns filed from Tally? You cannot file the return from Tally, but yes, you can extract the report and then you can upload that extracted report using your offline tool and it will work. Sarmati ji is asking, you can please explain payroll vouchers. Okay, for that definitely we will cover it in upcoming CA Connect sessions. If I have done all configurations as required but transactions are not appearing in Rajesh Parmar ji, if you have done all the configurations and if the transactions are not appearing, definitely you are missing something. So if you want to connect, you can connect post this session, or if you want to ask your queries, you can write on support@tallysolutions.com. You can write an email to Tally. $194I. Sahil ji is asking for 194I. Sahil ji, same procedure. You don't have to do. You don't have to follow any other step. I have taken these two sections because using these two sections we can cover any section within TallyPrime. All the scenarios are covered here. Okay, Komal ji, I think we are getting the repeated questions again and again.
Yeah, exactly. So, I was about to say the same. So I think TDS being a heavy topic, and there are a lot of questions as well. So I hope that this session you can follow. So we'll make sure that the recording gets available in a day or two, so that you can share with your staff as well, and they can get a good explanation from sir. So
sorry to interrupt, Komal ji.
No.
Important thing is there. I am having this TDS and TCS rate chart for 26-27 financial year. I got this from tdsmen.com. I won't ask them to rely on this completely, but yes, it is updated on 26 March 26, and I have referred that everything is fine and perfect. So if they want, I can give this in the chat box so that it can be helpful for them for learning purpose.
That will be helpful, sir.
So in the chat box, I am going to drop that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vandana ma'am.
Yeah. So the document is already attached by Sir. So please do save yourself so that we can make sure. Okay, Gautam ji, as you can see, a lot of people are saying it's a very good session, valuable session, excellent session. Mr. Ritesh is saying excellent session. Thank you. Mr. Insightful session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Gautam ji, for your time and for your advice to take this session. So, as you can see, so many compliments for you. Well, I'm sure some of the audience members are having fun with the reactions emoji today. So, maybe that's a good entertainment. So, thank you so much. Now, I'll make sure to get the recording ready and upload it in our CA Connect playlist. So, thank you so much. I will now end the session. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Komal ma'am.
Thank you.